Hi guys, I'm not the one that's supposed to start, but anyway, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Long time no sit down vlog. Anywho, I am here with a special guest. His name
Oh.
is T-Sax Maestro. I'm looking for something that spells your name, but I can't find it. We are here in the studio live in Akure. Anyway, we are live here in Akure, and we're here in the studio to bother him a bit. Um, you already know who I am, but for the sake of newbies, let's just do some introduction. My name is Sade, and this is what I'm doing. Anyway, introduce yourself.
I am Ayodeji Olatunde Franklin. A lot of people know me as T-Sax Maestro.
Do you know, as you said your name, you just rang a bell again, something that I had to deal with, like when we were preparing for the conference. Anyway, if you don't know, we just had a conference. I'm hoping to be able to put up some clips together and share. I just like hosted a conference in the city of Akure, and when I was going to write because I wrote personalized notes to everybody. When I was going to write your notes, I was like, should I say dear Ayodejini? I mean, should I say dear Olatunde? I mean, should I say dear Franklin? Because it wasn't even ringing a bell.
But
I wasn't.
eventually you wrote Dear
Sister,
T-Sax.
that's what I'm so used to. That's what I'm so comfortable with. So I just like rolled with it. But anyway, thank you for having us. Thank you for coming on this channel
You're most
again.
welcome.
Even if we've constantly shot content that we never upload, hopefully this one would go out as soon as possible.
I'm hopeful.
Anyway, today we are going to be sharing a bit of some of our should I say experiences. Is it experience per se, but I would say we're just going to be sharing a bit from the world of what we know, and we're going to be taking it through the perspective of the conference. So yes, I'm Mary Oluwa S'olododo. If you follow me on Instagram, you must have seen a clip of what this is all about, how we had to go into a conference, how we just like finished the conference yesterday. Today is the 8th of September. We had the conference 27th of September, which was yesterday. I'm not sure but I see this video, so that's I'm putting the date or adding the date. But yeah, it was a great one. And while we were planning, we had reached out to him, and he was like, you know what? I gave him two options. Like, what do you want me to do? I gave him two options, and he was like, oh, what if I propose a third option? So he's the only one that is two in one guest. He performed and he was on the panel. So I'm going to bring you through some of the panel questions now, and you're going to be sharing from your own, insights, some of the things you already know, some of the things that have helped you to, you know, where you are. But I think we should also add media. I know on the panel session, your session was not media. You took the leadership and the influence session, but you have a studio, right? And that means you know a bit about media, what goes into the digital creative world. And yes, I am here. I'm also a bit into the digital space, but even if I don't, I think I do small things, not a lot. You, from producing to everything that you do
to performing,
take us through like some stories, maybe just share with us how it has been so far. Why is this something you're also passionate about? Let's start from there. And why you're on that path.
All right, thank you so much, my host, right? You're the host, obviously.
Any host.
Thank you for the question. Once again, I am Ayodeji Olatunde Franklin, and I'll be juggling between my music personality and my person, like my normal person. So from the question she did ask, she wants me to share my experience when it comes to how I've been able to navigate my career, the media world. And now this is it. I started music a long time ago. I don't want to be specific now when it comes to naming the year. And it was funny that I never knew I was going to come this far.
Let me cut it short. Were you one of those that started music from like choir, the choir, and then you go to the choir, adult choir, and then please figure this out.
This is a part of me that a lot of people don't know. I grew up in the church, like bread and buttered in the church.
Love it.
My dad was an Anglican priest. So automatically we had to go through the worship section, the services together, because my dad has this stronghold on us as, you know, the children when we were growing up, and that helped me to have access to a lot of musical instruments. You know, that's where I grew up. Now in the church, you see drums, you see piano, you see everything. So I had access to music as early as I was a child. And immediately I started showing interest. My dad did help me to, get some of those musical instruments personally. I can remember when he bought my first piano, very small piano. He gifted me then, and it was really beautiful that I started playing piano when I was just a child. And yes, even at that, I never still knew I was going to be doing music this fully. You know, there's this stage of your life where you get to try out a lot of things. At some point, I thought I was going to be an engineer. At some point, I thought I was going to be an artist because I get to draw. At some point, I was
We
doing
all go through that
exactly a lot
phase,
of
yes.
things. But be as it may, I discovered that everywhere I go to, I don't get to forget the part of me that loves music. I just keep finding myself in that sphere. It's kept catching my interest. Anywhere I go to, no matter what I want to do, I still find myself doing things that revolves around
Around
music.
music.
So I started as a drummer, later pianist, later I learned the guitar.
Okay. So
A
you do guitar, piano, drums, sax, what else?
and so on and so forth.
So let me just chip this in. Do you think that most of us that we actually like in this our generation, I see that most of us were born in the church. Most of us like developed all this passion from the church, from children choir to they will say they want to do a do one more day. You will go like children anniversary. You would go, and people, most of us, all like me, I built some of my passion, some of my interests like developed from the church. Do you think it's supposed to be a thing, or do you think it's just like a circumstances? How do you think that in this generation that we're entering now, this our own generation that we're building up, our parents' generation are of course coming, to a not close, but it's already going off, and they are the newbies, they're the Gen Z, they're the whatever. And do you think that the way some of our generations are taking this, having people define their paths from the church, do you think it's going to affect the ones that are coming? Do you think it's supposed to be a critical part for, finding your interest, for finding your path?
Okay, I won't want to say it should be a critical part, in the sense that I have this belief that my journey is my journey. Other people have their own
Journey.
journey. So
The
because
personal race.
exactly it's a personal race. I know people that did not start from the church and are doing beautifully well. As far as the church is even concerned, in my own journey, yes, I began from the church. I had access from the church, but some of the inspiration I got that kept me going is not even from the church.
Okay.
There are times I go for events that it's totally outside the church, and I get to see things that will motivate me and encourage me to keep going. So inspiration, encouragement can be drawn from a lot of other places beside the church. And but then the church is like an already made platform. That is why a lot of musicians will always trace their paths back to the church.
I agree. There's so many of them. If you look at like our gospel musicians right now,
Even secular.
Yes, I was about to say that. Even secular, most of them grew up either drumming in the church, children choir, something. But then I don't want to make this. I'm a Christian, trust me, but I don't like where we sound so churchy. Trust me, it's in God we live, we move on about thing, right?
Yes.
So thank you for all of that. I think we should switch things. As much as I'm your host or guest, you're also my host or guest. So I think it's a two-way thing. So I think you wanted to talk about the conference. So we were having some very cool conversations around the conference yesterday. So I think this is also a good way to maybe ask me some of these questions, and then we can also like have it on this, and people can also pick insights from that.
All right, I've been doing events for a very long time, and I must tell that your conference has really challenged me. Despite my years of experience in the event industry, I got so challenged seeing the stunts you pulled during your conference, and I must tell that I am proud of you as your fan from afar. I'm super
Please.
proud of you. Now, this is it. I love to steal insights. I love to steal ideas. I love to steal concepts. I love to tap into people's grace. And some of what I have had running through my mind when I got on your platform is the fact that you were able to do a lot of things easily. Unlike me, I get to do a lot of things, but then backstage there are times I get to sweat. There are times I get to
I
get
get it.
confused, get
I
stressed
get
out,
it.
but getting close to you towards the preparation for your event, I could see how you were doing things easily, effortlessly, and it feels like I don't even know, like I don't know how to do it. Like it feels like even with my
Same.
years of experience. So my question is this: how are you able to, put up such an amazing event
Events.
with so much ease?
Mm,
There are a lot of challenges I expect that you should face,
mm.
and I won't want to believe that you started events before me.
Ah!
But then it feels like you were just able
Able
to
to.
jump over those things,
Mm,
and it just looks so calm.
mm.
And so, can you please teach
Sure.
me?
Okay. So thank you for that. But I would, as I always like to say, hey, me, I'm a pastor, but I've not been ordained. But of course, I love God. Everybody can see it in me. So I'm going to say, to him, to him, to him. It's not of him that willeth or runneth, but of the Lord that showeth mercy.
Hmm.
It's not by power, it's not by strength. It's
Hmm.
just God that has given us the
So
insight.
I
So
was running without God,
no,
right?
no,
Is
no.
that what you're trying to
That's
say?
not what I honestly. That's not what I
Okay,
meant. But
tell me something.
even in all my, even like career, everything, I would always say that I'd go and draw, inspiration, and I'm going to take us through this entire process,
Okay.
just like right now. But I would want us to cut short this video, and then we'd come back so that we don't make this super long, and then do a part two. We're going to continue from that, like after this first video. So stay tuned. We're going to cut this video now, and we're going to like make it very short because I don't want it to be too super long. Thank you for watching. If you run away, you will not hear this insight. So if you want to learn this insight,